druid from the cold region of Mahem. She is from a druid tribe which is going up north to explore the issues of the world.
Alexander Goldgale. He is a human warlock. Specifically, he belongs to the cartographers that are based in Nowhere. His family is relatively well known, one of the top map makers, and that is probably perhaps in due part to his family's patron. But much like Nick, that's all I'll say on that until much later.
Dennis Merlin. He wants to run a magic shop in the future, but every magic item he makes either falls apart or catastrophically fails on use for some reason. And he's a graduated wizard from Frozen, and he's inherited an ancient book that contains terrible secrets, even though he can't keep a secret to save his life.
I am Kagura Hayashi. I am a Fox Hengeyokai rogue, pretty much a runaway noble who got tired of being cooped up in one place, aced all his life, and decided to roam the land.
Grisura the Virulent. Originally, she grew up in a town with her human father and orc mother. But when she was a child, her village was attacked and destroyed by bandits, who not only slain her parents, but sold Grisura into a gladiatorial slave ring and to this coliseum in somewhere. For years, she fought viciously for her own life, and only after...
Showtime!
Welcome back, everyone, to Followers of Mayhem. Now, a quick announcement. We have a new person with us. This is Shikon. Say hi, Shikon.
Sup?
Now, we will be going into his character when it is thematically important. A second thing, Fiona cannot voice this week, so she will be typing her chat messages in the chat that you can see where she's written yes. Now, so...
And Rura is going to be MIA this week.
Yes, but I will get into that when it is also thematically relevant. So, when we last left off, you had all discovered that Allah's sister had been captured, and there was evidence pointing towards a slaver named Cleaver. After gathering your courage and strength, you've packed up your stuff and you've begun the march towards somewhere. Now, it's a bit of a trek. You arrive around evening. The sun is just starting to set. Let me know when you're all loaded in and I shall begin the introduction.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Everyone loaded in?
Yes.
Partially. Everything's not coming clear.
Try and zoom in and out a bit. That should fix it. Alright. So. The town...
You guys the name to the lake when we were talking about it earlier, weren't you?
Shut up. So.
Sorry.
The town sprawled between mountains, curled around the water's edge. As the party entered, they were immediately met with tightly packed rows of houses, small cobblestone streets between them. The path below them switched from dirt to gravel, as they joined the main road. Various yokai wandered to and fro from the city. A sign greeted their entry. "Welcome to somewhere." A slogan under the sign read, "We all start here." As you enter, you hear a soft and as you turn to glance around, you notice one party member is no longer with you. However, as you are all aware, as you all have and do know of, you have a magical ring that creates this very effect. So, you are pretty certain she will return when it is most convenient for her. To the party's right, farmland stretches, fed by a large lake fitted with some rudimentary irrigation system. Farmers tending to the rice. A small barn open showed creatures like sheep and cows before your attention turns to the familiar sight of a keep. This one had more activity, guards coming to and fro from it with stern expressions, though their gear looks more haphazard and less uniform. As your eyes turn to the left, the cheers from a large ring echoed loudly. And you see it. The gladiatorial ring. It appeared to be battered and broken, wooden beams barely keeping the structure intact. A few yokai and gnomes were busy at work, hauling stone and repairing, despite the busy activity heading to and fro from it. You continue on, the scent of salt water hitting your nostrils, mixing with the soot from the furnace-like temperature emanating from the stone thatch house to your right. A stable filled with wolves of various colours, and then finally, a large inn. Above it, a sign reads, Sunfish Tavern. In the water, ships float casually, one larger, one smaller. An odd blue creature idly floated in the water, chewing on some sort of handle. I don't know what the horse things are called. I should have looked that up.
Bridle.
A small fishing stall led down to the dock to a booth, selling some sort of ride. You come to a stop just outside the inn, the town full of activity. What do?
Grisera just tenses up. She hates going into Colosseum towns.
Alexander, quickly takes a good look around the town for a moment and turns to the group and says, "All right, well, we all know what we're here for, so let's not waste any time."
Olar nods slightly and says, "We're here to attack the gladiatorial ring, right?"
Oh, that's one of our stops, yes.
So, you have control of your tokens?
Alright, so I'm going to quickly pop over to the Colosseum. Any of you guys want to come with me?
I'll be right after you.
Sure.
Alai, you sure that's the wisest decision?
This is my decision to make.
It's hardly... I doubt it. I'm going to roll a stealth check to see if I can keep myself from being recognized by anyone who may have seen me in the ring.
Do you have a disguise kit?
Hang on. Yeah.
Alright, roll me, the disguise kit if you're trying to disguise. Though it will take you 10 minutes and you are standing in the middle of a street.
And I end up with a 5.
You all watch as Grisera sort of just takes her dreadlocks and just sort of ties them up into a bun and says, "No one will recognize me now."
Alex just kind of stares at her for a moment and he just shrugs. Most people can't tell the difference when it comes to half-orcs anyway.
Hey!
What? It's true!
Little racist, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Very sorry about that. Just keep your head down, okay? Just keep your head down.
Kind of hard since I'm the second tallest of us.
Then I don't know. Throw a blanket over your head or something. Do any of us have any blankets here? Alar, you've got that one on your back. Give it to her.
No, I'm not giving her. That's a sacred druid tribal.
All right, that's it. Grisera then holds out her axe. I give up. If anyone tries to come at me, slash. They're dead.
Immediately,
Yes.
the guards begin to look at you and they take notice. They don't so much as approach, but you do see them holding their weapons just ready. They are now on alert.
Boy.
It's almost as if haphazardly swinging around axes out in public like you're going to murder someone is a bad idea.
Grisera's eyes just twitching.
Okay.
Shut
Okay.
the hell up.
Okay. Grisera, love. Take a deep breath, okay? Deep breath. Now look. Here's what's gonna happen, alright? Allah, Venera, and I are going to go check out the Colosseum. You, Dennis, and Kagura. Actually, Kagura, did you say you were coming with me?
I said nothing.
Right. But yeah, you guys just go into the inn and get yourself sorted. We'll check out the town.
By this point, a large crowd of both guards and regular folk have begun to just circle and watch your ragtag group.
So this is how we announce our presence.
Better than an exploding cup, I guess.
Alright, think.
Hey, it works, okay?
Excuse me, yawning. And I think a better plan would have been to not announce our presence at all.
Yep. Oh,
One of the
Dennis.
guards begins to approach, looking right at Grisera.
Grisera's thinking, oh shit.
He has this large bushy tail and these stripes going down the Yanti's back. His clothes aren't exactly made to hide the fact that he's quite well built. And he just says, he pauses as Fiona steps in and just gives her a look and then turns to Grisera and says, now, I don't know what it's like where you're from, but don't go waving your weapon around, okay? Don't wave your weapons around and, you know, you can go about your day, we'll go about our day. Sound good?
Alex slides in here. He says, yes, of course, very understandable, sir. I shouldn't apologize for my friend here. It's just, she's very passionate. She's been our bodyguard for a very long time, and she is the best when it comes to it. Anyway, it's a pleasure to meet you, by the way. My name's Mr. Goldgale. I'm sure you probably heard the name around here and there. Pleasure to meet you. He holds out his hand he holds out to shake his hand.
He doesn't take it. And he just says, see that she doesn't draw her weapon out again. And then he walks back, and the guards begin to disperse the group, who seem a little disappointed, but slowly and surely folk begin to disperse.
Alex is just kind of still standing there with his hand held out, his eyes not moving, and then he just goes,
Kagra just shifts his sight towards Grazura, and tells her, "You're lucky you're around silver-tongued folk, or you'd be in trouble."
If anything, they'd be in trouble. But
You're a badass, alright? You're giving me enough of a headache already, so you know what, just get into the end right now.
As you speak and look towards the inn, you see a figure exit it. And let me just move it over. Now, Shikon, you exit the inn, and you see the raggiest band, the taggiest band of adventurers you've ever seen. Like, it is immediately apparent that none of them come from the same place, same living conditions. They're adventurers. It's immediately apparent.
And I noticed that. The first thing I noticed is the half of the X out of it in her hands.
Now, Shikon, describe your character. What do they see?
Well, what they see is a 6-foot tall, tanned male with wolf ears and tail. He looks pretty muscular for his build and has an axe slung on his back, as well as looking rather menacing.
So, you all watch as this rather tall and imposing figure walks out, and his eyes just sort of zero in and focus on you all intently.
Alex just kind of looks like he's about ready to piss himself for a minute, and then he just says, "Hello, good sir. How are you today?"
Kagra looks to his side, notices the huge hulking figure standing beside him, and he just is taken aback. Like, whoa! You are the last person to be making surprise entrances, my friend.
Quite noisy red tech, aren't you?
I guess.
Oh, you should. You have no idea. You should have been out here 5 minutes ago.
The
guards are still giving the group the stink eye. He's like sort of half eyeing you as he goes about his post.
Everyone in now!
Wait, Neko wanted to do a thing.
Okay, go.
Alara walks over to Ashikon, like almost swooning over the man. Oh my god. He's so strong. Look at his muscles. Look at it. She like tries to lift up his arm and she's like struggling to do so. It's so heavy. Oh my god.
Is she okay?
Sorry, I need to calm down a little bit. Oh god, Allah.
Shikon,
Actually,
you glance as this woman approaches, fawning over your massive pecs, and then you glance down and notice the 4 hooved legs.
Noticing Allah's build, and that he is a centaur, causes his brows to raise a little bit. A centaur? Here? Well, that is convenient, because I could need your help.
Oh, anything for you, dear. It just like gives this like smitten look.
She can sweat drops. What? It's better we talk about this in the inn then.
Grisera looks to Vienna. I say we run from those two as far as we can.
Well, what are you guys doing?
I'm resuming with my plan.
Or perhaps the 5 of us can simply retire to the inn and leave those two alone.
Alex tugs on Alar's coat and he says, "Love, did you forget where we're going?"
Alar just like jolts in reality. He's like, "Oh yeah, shit." The Coliseum. That's right. She was like staring at Shagon all the while. What she was saying, the Coliseum. God.
Shagon not simply to hear the word Colosseum. Well, that's convenient because I need to go there too.
Alar immediately brightens up. "Oh, you can come with us. No big deal. We're all going there anyway. All right, guys? Right? Yeah, well, guys. Yeah, we're guys. Right, guys. Right."
If I must say, you certainly look built for the ring.
Oh.
I whisper to Alar, I don't care if you plan on having this guy's kids, but this is a stealth mission. It's true, I may have lost my temper, but you being all goo-goo-eyed, it's not going to help us get your sister out of there.
Surprisingly, as you say this, and the more perceptive folk of you being Vienna and Allah, notice that everyone is no longer paying attention to you. They don't want to see the PDA.
Well, what?
Public displays of affection.
Oh.
In fact, the guards are finding excuses to get far away. So what do? Are you going into the inn?
Alright, well...
I go into the inn.
I grab Yerna and drag her into the inn with me.
So everyone's to the inn?
Alex is checking out the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm going to pause everyone who's going to the inn, and I'm going to do the Coliseum first, and then we'll cut back, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so who's going with Alex? Alara Vienna is supposedly coming with me?
Those who are going to the Coliseum, move your token over to the Coliseum. Right here.
To where? Well...
Not in, just near. Alright.
Alright, that's 4 of us. Good amount.
Assuming you're going too, Grisera?
Oh, Jesus.
She spent her life in the Colosseum. She figures if anyone's going to be a guide, it's her.
Alright. So, the Colosseum is in bad shape. Like, it's clear it's taken some serious damage. And yet, that doesn't really stop people walking in and out as they head towards the seats. Two guards stand at the entrance, but they seem to be there more for just general defense, and they don't really block your passages if you were to try and enter. They give you a glance and briefly look at your weapons, but otherwise they don't really pass you a second glance.
I'd actually like to tap one of the guards on the shoulder and start talking to him. Excuse me, sir, may I trouble you for about a moment?
This guy has these long floppy ears and this large dog nose and is rather black and white, and he gives us off, oh yes.
Hi there, good to see you. How's your day been?
Uh, it has been good, just standing at my post. Making
fair
money
enough.
for the missus.
Fair enough, like I said. Anyway, me and my friends here are actually new to the Coliseum. Could you give us a bit of a rundown of what the itinerary for today might be?
We don't have a lot of big time gladiators in this area. This is mostly where the newer slaves come to get trained up so that they're more useful in the bigger rings down south.
So this is a new blood arena.
Yeah, pretty much. He nods. So, we get a few folk who are just, most of the folk here tend to just watch it because it makes them feel better. And he gives a soft chuckle at that.
Anyway, what particular sorts of fighters do you guys usually see? Like, I suppose recently. I imagine you see plenty of humans come and go, maybe even some more tribal people, like my big burly friend here, and he slaps Wolf Bale on the chest.
Well, he just looks like a Yanti to me, but, not Yanti, yokai. I'm sorry, slip of the tongue. Looks like a, yokai to me, but, yokai are pretty common. We had quite a few of them. We had this big burly bear yokai come through one time, and, he put on quite a show.
How about I'm not that particularly well entrenched into the training arenas or anything like that, but how often do you guys see like centaurs, for example? I imagine they're like in a league of their own.
Centaurs? He thinks for a moment. Well, the thing is, he waves the other guard who, moves to become more attentive as he approaches, and he says, do your friends know I can hear every word they say? And he points to his ear.
Oh, them? They're just arguing amongst themselves, don't worry about it.
Alar is still swinging over, Saikon.
I was about to say.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're aware of it. They act like that, trust me. That this is not the first time, it will not be the last. I'm the guy you should be dealing with, so don't worry about it. Think of me as the manager.
Oh, so are they planning on fighting in the ring? We do allow non-slaves to fight in the ring. In fact, you can actually earn quite a bit of money.
Oh, well, it's an interesting prospect. I'll have to discuss it with everyone. I've actually got a few backups as well, but let's just say currently we're just scoping the place out. We're not planning on doing anything else at the moment.
Well, as long as you stay in the public areas, you shouldn't have a problem. Though if you do try to go into the private areas, you are going to, be persuaded to leave the building.
Oh, trust me, sir. The last thing I want to do is cause you any trouble. I know how difficult being a guard is.
It is very difficult. Do you know how hard it is to just stand on your feet for hours on end?
It's a very thankless job, isn't it?
Yes, I know. I do it for my wife, but, the missus is always yanking my collar. You should get a promotion. Get one of those higher paying mercenary jobs.
Well, how good are you with that weapon of yours?
He glances to his weapon and he says, well, we've been given basic training, but I'm more of a, yeah, I'm only on the beginner's course. There's others here who are on the advanced course and such.
Well, best of luck with you on that, pal. Anyways, back to what we were talking about earlier. Have you seen any centaurs lately? I imagine they're probably pretty high in rackets, considering, you know, the kick of a horse is no joke. Have you seen any come through recently? Even just fighters that might have just passed through town?
Well, you got a centaur up behind you, haven't you? That's the first centaur I've seen.
Well, fair enough. But, just... yeah, well, I suppose... So, you haven't really seen anyone else come through here, just me, my girl here?
Alright, is there anything else you want to know?
Pardon?
Anything? Pardon?
You were cutting out for a minute.
Anything else you want to know?
Is there anything else we want to know? And he looks to the rest of the group and he tries to get their attention, like, hey! Do we want to ask this guy anything else?
Alar immediately stops her act and looks over to the man. Do we know where any other new slaves would be transported to? Besides here.
Well, all the arenas get new slaves, but they tend to get transferred here and then, you know, we train them up and then after a while they're taken to the more lucrative rings.
Lucrative rings? You mean the ones down south?
Well, you know, the rings that, you know, like we have a small betting thing here, but the big money is in the bigger rings with all the trained folk.
I see.
Hold on. And he holds up a finger and looks towards Kruzura. Did you just say
shit.
Cleaver?
I've heard rumors during my travels about a pirate who is best known for bringing in new combatants. I was just wondering if he stops here.
Can't say I know, Missy. I'm just a guard.
Oh, come on now. Surely you've heard of the Pirate King himself.
I mean, I've heard of him. Who hasn't? But I'm just a hired guard.
He hasn't been...
Alar steps in. Then who do we talk to?
Well, you know, I should get back to my post.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair enough.
And with that, he gives a brief salute and he says, Pleasure talking to you. And he heads back to his post. Giving the guard a side glance, and then they both look directly at Grizuro.
Well, he says he says absolutely, and hey, and he holds his shoulder for a minute before he goes off, and he says best of luck with that promotion. Yeah, I mean I know it's a very hard job, but you know what? I got a feeling you'll get there someday.
He sighs and he says, I just like to get transferred to one of the biggest cities. You know, I'm planning on it. I got a plan, you see. And he approaches the other guard. Just gives a soft as the guard reapproaches and he says, "See, I've got this plan. I'm going to get the money, pack up everything, and take my wife and move to a better city."
Oh, well, that seems like a smart idea.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, well, there's always those living expenses.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah, my drow friend here actually seems like she has a one more question for you.
Oh, yes, he pauses for a moment. hesitating, and I'm not really allowed to speak of those.
Well, seems like that's all we have. Oh, why not?
Well, the fact that, well, I'm a guard. I'm not paid to know things. I could tell you of the victories. I can tell you what I've seen. What you'd be better off asking the audience. I am paid specifically not to know.
Fair enough. Well, anyway, I think that's about it from us, so, sorry to hold you up, sir. Have a good day.
He salutes and he heads back to his post, and the other guy's like, "Really, Clyde?" And he said, "Hey, he asked a reasonable question. Oh, what was I not going? I mean, I'm not going to tell him my life story, but and you just hear them softly bicker for a bit.
Shikon just shakes his head a little bit.
So what do you do?
Well, Alex just says, and that's how you get information out of people, everybody.
I hold back a lot. Just not to slap him in the face. God damn it. So he knew nothing, really, that pertains to her.
Seems like it.
It seems
Someone
this place
knows about something, but you guys seem to not question me, so I didn't say anything.
I'm still wondering why you came along, aside from being dragged by the horse here.
She's the centaur.
I know that.
Now who's the one being racist?
She's been racist to me since the very beginning, to be fair.
Anyway, I wanted to talk with you all in the inn, but you guys wanted to head to the Colosseum, so I just wanted
As
to
you say
come
that,
along.
we cut right to the inn. Dennis, are you working on one of your latest inventions next to Kagura?
Yes.
Alright.
You see, one of the entries in the book is about magic missile, a wand of magic missiles.
Oh, Jesus.
Kagura?
Your character couldn't help but notice that he skipped a large amount of intermediate material in between the cup and the wand of magic missiles.
Wouldn't it help you be more prepared to actually read through all the material instead of skimming through it?
Well, all that material is not weapon stuff.
Okay,
And since
guys,
we're going out and about,
just a quick pause. Guys, I know you want to talk, but we're pausing, so just hold off for a moment while we deal with this, okay? We'll get back to you in a second. Okay, continue.
well, you see, all those things are not weapons, and since we're going out and exploring, weapons would be nice. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree with the sentiment. I just don't agree with you skimming through things that might be information that may be important when handling dangerous objects, like your cup has clearly been proven to be.
Dennis,
Speaking of, has the barkeep filled up my cup with water yet?
roll me a d20. Okay, so
I have a plan
Allah,
for when he pushes the button.
Alex, Rizura, Vienna, Shikon, you all hear a soft in the background.
Shikon's ears twitched to hear that.
And Alex just like slowly twists his head and he says, "I believe I did. I hope it's not who it is. And if it is, all right."
Well,
Grisera just pinches her brow. Please don't have him destroy the ale.
So,
Shikon might be regretting his idea.
so Shikon, you wanted to talk
Yes.
to the guy? You wanted to talk to them, yes?
Yes, I wanted to talk with them, but not in public or in the open, of course.
So you were suggesting to the party to head to the inn?
Yes, I was suggesting that when I met them near the inn, but they wanted to go to the Colosseum first.
Alright.
I didn't stop.
So what's everyone doing now?
Heading to the inn, I guess.
yep.
Alright. So you all head back to the inn, and this is just for is just for visual, but yeah, we're just gonna use this inn again.
All
So
inns look like.
Kagura and Dennis are already. I'll put you at a table. At the counter is a raven, or it could be a kanku, it could be a yokai. It's quite hard to tell. But the bartender in question has feathers that sort of curl in a sort of halo pattern. And they are completely black except for their legs and beak, which are grey. And she is currently cleaning up a rather large explosion, a rather blackened area on the table.
Hey, Dennis, Alex says, waving to the
For
box.
reference, did this happen because of the cup or because of the wand?
The wand.
Okay. That is odd. I don't recall touching that wand recently.
You're just
I was trying to get my cup filled first.
You hear a voice chime in. Cup filled.
Thank you. And then he pushes the button on the cup.
Uh-oh.
The content's pretty solid. He picks up the cup and then turns it upside down and shakes it a bit. I don't think this is what it's supposed to do.
So,
When does it ever do what it's supposed to do?
It did it once.
Alex wanders
Wait.
over here and looks to the barkeep and he says, "Terribly sorry about the mess."
Oh, I think Mittens was missing your cup last night, actually.
you hear the bartender say, "Sorry about the mess," in your voice.
Which Alex, like, he's taken aback for a minute, but he puts two and two together. It's like, okay. But yeah, is everything all good, or?
She holds up she points to a name tag on her chest that reads Creed, and then she nods and says, in your voice, all good. And she heads back behind the counter.
Interesting.
In which Alex just kind of says, "Oh boy, that's always kind of unnerving."
Oof.
Anyway.
Dennis collects the pieces of his late magic item attempt.
The Kenku motions wide to two signs that hang behind her. One sign lists various meals, the other various drinks. What do you do? I believe
So,
that...
big man,
Go on.
you said you had something to tell us?
Yes. You mentioned a centaur during the question towards one of the gods.
I did indeed, yes.
You hear
I
a voice
just,
chime in with Guzera's sound. Mug of ale, and a mug of ale is placed down. Continue.
I just happened to see one just 3 days ago being dragged away in a slave in chains. And that certain centaur that I saw is actually someone I recognized. So, yeah.
Give me an intelligence check, Shikon. Just a flat intelligence.
One moment. Intelligence.
It might have been 5 days. It might have been 3. You're not sure.
Could have been, could have also been 5 days, but it's been a little while. I'm not good with days.
Well, at least we know enough to know. Oh, that a centaur has in fact been captured and enslaved recently.
Well, a centaur doesn't exactly tell us if it's the one we're looking for.
Exactly.
Well, she is actually someone I know. Someone who helped my tribe. So...
Did you get her name? Alara says, crossing her arms.
Do I know her name, actually? DM?
You have a description, but you never got her name.
I never got the name of the druid, but she was looking similar to your centaur, but she had long blonde hair, blue eyes, quarterstaff, if I recall it right, and brown body part.
No, that's her, right? Not many centaur have that kind of distinctness to her. They're mostly winter folks, and she has a spring type body.
Alar, I think now would be a good time to show him the staff.
Alar did show the staff off. Is this what she had earlier on? It was a quarterstaff of the High Druid.
Yes.
She nods to see that staff. Yes, I recognize that staff. It's been 3-4 years since I last seen her, but yes.
Up until the point where you saw her got dragged off in chains.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But since you seem to be a group and we both seem to have the common goal of saving a particular centaur, which seems to be someone who your centaur knows, why don't we put up together and help each other out?
If nothing else, you certainly look like you'll come in handy in a fight. And I imagine we're going to be getting into a lot of those, considering our mission.
What is it that you bring to the table?
Well, I can do this, and Shikon actually shifts in his form in right in front of the group.
The bartender immediately goes nuts, making the sound of you transforming as she sort of grips her hair in panic.
It's okay. It's okay, Creed. Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Was that did the shift Shikon revealed that he is actually a shifter, not a yokai. Don't worry, I'm not going to bite. Unless you give me a reason
She
to
just
do
begins
so.
squawking and runs through a door.
Well, you might have to leave town at this rate.
Yes, what is this? Like 3 scenes we've made in just a single day?
It's been only 20 minutes so far. Let's give it time.
To be
Fantastic.
fair,
By the time we leave, the whole place will be up in flames.
Wait, are you saying that we need to make more scenes?
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, we do
Just
not.
checking.
no.
You see a black head slowly poking out through the door frame.
To be fair, your girlfriend asked me what I bring to the table, so she shifts back to his regular form again.
Well, it was the human that asked you, not the drow.
Yeah.
My bad.
Wow, a lot
Upon
of people are
seeing you
racist today.
return to normal, the Kenku heads back to the bar. Sort of nervous, but, well, she has a job.
Alex, he excused himself for a minute, and he goes over to Kree, and he's like, hey, love, you doing alright?
Doing alright.
And, just kind of, like, gently places a hand on the shoulder. It's like, don't worry, he's with us, he's not gonna hurt anyone, right?
Not hurt anyone with us. And you see the Kenku sort of glance away, and just look back.
Alara mumbles a little bit. Alice is such a smooth talker. God.
Actually, Shikon's ears flopped a little bit down to see the Kenku freak out like that before. He didn't want to scare her.
Look, hey, I'm sure on the inside he's a big soft teddy bear, all right? So, you know what? If you are worried, but you know what, Kree-love, if you are worried, just start squawking and I'll come running, all right?
You see her expression soften, and she repeats in your voice and says, "Come running."
Which he just gives a thumbs up and a smile, and he goes back to the table. All right, sorry about that. It's no good having a bartender all freaked out.
Yes. That I can agree on. You seem to be a pretty smooth talker.
Well, when you're in business, you gotta learn to read the room, get a feel for your customer, and make sure that you always leave them walking away with a smile and glad that they bought your product.
As you say that, the Kenku, having left for a moment, returns with a plate of food. Just a single plate, and hands it to Ella. She places a hand on her cheek and then scurries back behind the counter and back into the other room.
Oh, sweet, I got food.
Alex, not Ella.
No, Alex. And he just says, "Thanks, doll," as she leaves.
Shikon has a smirk on his face. A womanizer, huh?
What? No. God, why would you get that impression?
Well, I just met you, and seeing you handling a female Kenku like that.
Not to mention you seem to be addressing everyone as love.
It's a term of affection.
Allah.
What's the problem with that?
Alara nods in agreement. Yeah, it sounds like him, alright.
Is that how I come across? And he actually kind of looks, he's a little upset.
Ally pats his shoulder. It's okay, dear. I mean, everyone has their flaws and like characteristics they may not like, but it makes them who they are.
Anyway, Alex looks over to Vienna and he's like, could you excuse us for a minute? Again, I'm sorry. And
No,
he gets
it's
up
fine.
and, wherever it is, Vienna is taking him off to he follows.
Now, since Vienna can't talk, I'll let you do it via voice, and I'll talk to the people who can voice. So, everyone else. Shikon has just revealed that he indeed knows Allah's sister. And you now have some knowledge. And you believe that Allah is likely not in this Colosseum. Still, you have the city ahead of you. Perhaps there's some clues. What do you do? What is your plan?
I just eat my mutton, drink my ale, and eye Shikon suspiciously. I'm like, I'm watching you.
Shikon simply shrugs to that. He is pretty much used to the careful and glaring eyes of others. So, he looks over towards Alara. You said you know her too. Mind to fill me in?
She is my sister, actually. She was the only Hydrid in the Centaur village here from. So she's the only one that goes traveling.
Hearing that it was actually Allah's sister caused Shikon to get wide-eyed. He then immediately stands up, walks over towards Allah's position, and kneels down in front of her. To hear that your sister was slaved, I'm sorry to hear that, but I know she is a good person, and I can trust you because you're her sister after all. She saved our tribe during a blight, and actually my life too. So I owe you one.
You don't know me. Don't bow to me either. Stand up and stay strong. She's gonna need you as much as you're gonna need her now at this point.
She comes and stands up and nods towards her. Call me Wolf Bear for now. That's pretty much the name I use during my travels.
Wolf, huh?
Wolf Bear.
Wolf Bale. Alright, Wolf Bale. Well, it's a good pleasure to meet you, and I hope I can trust you to the same level as well. But right now, as Grisura has that same glare, I have the same feelings. It's hard to trust right now. Try to know who's actually telling the truth for her own personal gain in this world. So, we'll see how it goes, okay?
Shikon nods calmly towards that. I get you. To be fair, I don't trust people as easily either.
It's alright, buddy.
Grisera carefully makes her way over to the duo in the corner.
Before you do that, if you want to eavesdrop on them, roll a perception check.
I'm not eavesdropping, I'm joining in the conversation.
Okay, so Vienna and Alex, you watch as Grisera approaches. Alright, and you can all do that via text, and I'm going, as a reminder... Alright, back to Group Allah.
So you're a tribe of shifters, eh?
Yes, I'm a shifter. I get commonly mistaken as a yokai, though.
You can see that being a thing. Common as it is. And most centaurs here are only druids nowadays, so you gotta keep up with the tradition, eh?
I digress. So, what are your plans regarding this situation? I want to pretty much gather more information about her whereabouts and break her out of this Colosseum and slavery.
That is our goal currently, but however, it is up to the group to decide where to go from here. I alone don't have the potential to save her, I know this for sure, so I'm following them, hoping that our goals align. And it seems to work out so well, so far.
You hear a clink in the background. Finally got the ice cube out.
Inside the ice cube is a frozen fly.
A frozen what?
There's a fly in your cube.
Oh,
How
Jesus.
did that get in there?
Shikon simply points towards Dennis. I just hope he doesn't do anything too crazy.
Dennis is normal. He's just gonna blow up everything he comes in contact with.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, I should rephrase that. I'm sorry, Dennis. My apologies. Whatever you try to actually make blows up. So that's the natural thing with him. He actually finally got his cup to work. It's a cup that works.
Dennis, roll me
But it
another
froze stuff
D20.
solid today.
Dennis, roll me another D20. Nothing happens.
Hallelujah.
I sigh with relief.
Seems it isn't the only one incident with him, huh?
Well, I took away his cup and he demanded it back, so.
As long as he doesn't make weapons.
Oh, he's going to.
Oh, God.
He goes to his bag and then he pulls out this book. He goes, "Book I'm not supposed to tell anyone about." Pulls out another book. Decoy the book. My spell book. Here's the dummy book. And then he takes the other books and puts it back into his bag. And then opens the dummy's book and starts reading it.
I'm pretty sure, Dennis, I hate to tell you this. I really do. But that book it's not the level of experience you need for your. You need a better book. You need a wizard level book, not an actual a science book or whatever they call those things nowadays.
For dummies book?
No dummies, just regular book.
Shikon just pinches his witch.
Kagura, what are you doing?
I'm just eyeing Den. I'm just listening in the conversations Alara and Shikon are having, while eyeing Dennis nervously.
All right, I'm going to actually do something. I'm going to wild shift into a cat.
All right.
Question: where is the cat that's been accompanying us?
Oh, so you saw. Min's was on my back apparently, unless there's something changed up.
And I'm about to roll a dexterity check.
Oh boy.
Once more, the cat is flung off your back. And you just hear this soft that is very much it. And you see the cat slink over towards the other group and say, in a second. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, there we go. And say, would any of you perhaps be willing to take care of my needs? I do not require much.
What a fucking traitor!
There's where he signed an essay. I'll do it.
Grisera points her finger at Alex.
And which he puts up his hands like, whoa, hey, don't put taking care of the cat on me.
And then you see another cat walk up beside Mins, eyeing him.
I do not require souls, whatever those are. All I require is the sustenance of fish, and perhaps the occasional bit of rat.
Rat.
Meow.
Alex holds up a finger for a minute and he darts over to Creed. It's like, excuse me, Creed, do you have any fish currently?
Creed nods her head and says, fish, fish. And she heads back, and after a moment she comes back out with this rather quite decent sized fish, which she places down.
Thanks, you're a treasure. How much is this?
Treasure. And she just gives a smile.
How much is this?
How much is this?
Or the cat sneaks on the counter, slowly and surely edging to the fish.
1 gold?
1 gold.
Which he starts slowly nodding, like, as he's saying, like, is that correct, or?
She nods. 1 gold.
Alright, and that's coming out of our treasure.
So, you have 1 massive fish.
Alara paws to the fish.
It's like, where did this other cat come from?
That I would believe is your druid. The one that knocked me off her back twice. And the cat gives a kiss.
Alara hisses back and then actually like battles the cat.
Hang on, I'm rolling
Cat fight!
After a minute, it's like, oh yeah, I can see it's her. To which he picks up the fish and he says to Kree, thanks again, and he drags both the cats aside over here. To which he pulls out his sword, and as big as it is, he's going to try and use it to cut up the fish between the 2 cats.
You manage to, through the tried and true method of old, cut the fish in half. The cat of many eyes is quite content to begin nibbling, and as it lifts its head to look at you and says, "You are my new master. I am happy. I shall commence the purr to show my contentment. Purr, 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 purr. Purring has concluded. I shall now eat." And the cat begins to eat.
To which all Alex can say is just fantastic.
So, you have 1 content cat. For that, give yourself a point of inspiration, Alex.
Give myself a point of inspiration. Alrighty then. That's just a little sidebar here that's got the inspiration on it, right?
It'll make the dragon appear in the circle.
Alright, there we go.
So, with the cat appeased, what do you do?
Well, my food's probably getting cold by now, so I'm not gonna be a jerk, and I'm just going to eat it because Kree went out of her way to get it for me, so might as well eat it.
Roll me a con save.
Oh dear.
Alright.
No,
just me,
just Alex.
Wish me luck.
You eat it, and it's actually quite good until you bite down on something hard, and then you slowly pull out a black feather.
And Alex just, it's on his spoon, and he's got the most horrified expression on his face, which he slowly puts it down and just, holds his head for a minute as he's leaning over and looking at the food. And his eyes are wide, and he almost looks like he's visibly shaking.
It's a Kenku. What did you expect? Not shredded feather?
And this is why we don't eat poultry in this town.
He slowly looks over his shoulder to look over at Cree, see what her reaction is.
Cree has ducked underneath the counter. But you can hear quiet, like, crooning sounds.
Oh boy. Alex just removes the feather and places it aside, and he just, points at it and looks up to Alar and he says, "You druids like feathers, right? I'm sure you can do something with that."
Alar.
And he just...
You're eating, yes?
I'm eating the fish on the floor, yes.
You see from the corner of your eye, ducked underneath the counter, the Kenku is currently, hugging a journal and then quickly writing in it, glancing towards where Alex is, and then hugging it again.
Someone
Lar just pauses, then looks to Alex, and then looks back to the Kenku, and then looks to Alice once more, and she shrugs and walks over to the Kenku.
God. What have I done? What have I done?
The Kenku immediately stows the book and looks over at the cat. Pet.
I can talk to cat in cat form, right? Like Min does.
You can meow, but you won't speak things. Mins can speak common.
Okay, so cat can't speak common. Got it.
You'll just be meowing. The Kenku copies your meows. Meow.
Alar soon tries to snatch the book and tug it away.
Roll a sleight of hand check with the cat. So a cat has a. Let me get the minutes.
Yeah, that's.
So it should be 1d20 plus 2, I believe. Because their dex is plus 2.
Alex, trying to at least appear like he appreciates the meal, he continues eating.
You successfully swipe the book. The Kenku squawks in alarm and tries to grab it from you.
Alar books it.
The Kenku is in hot pursuit.
She drops it in front of Alex and runs away.
The Kenku dives for the book and just... Do you stop her? Does anyone stop her from grabbing the book?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm honestly too confused because I just saw her like drop this book on the table next to me. I've got no clue what it is.
The Kenku grabs the book, glances around, looks to you, then hides her face, and then runs back behind the counter.
Meow.
The chicken chuckles a little bit. Yep, definitely a smitten Kenku.
Like, you're joking, right?
I don't think I'm joking.
It's like, so just me trying to be nice and put her in like some kind of easy state of mind. I inadvertently. Oh God.
Alar hops on the table and just nods.
And he's like, he just sees her and he's like, "That's what you were trying to tell me with that
Meh.
book, wasn't it?"
Meh.
Yeah, I don't need to understand animals to know that she's probably just saying yes.
Knowing Ella, it's probably she's just saying meow.
Actually, she is.
Which, yeah, I mean, Alex is just kind of, going through a bit of a crisis at the moment. So he's just he's gone silent for the moment.
To be fair, sometime girls could be smitten by a smooth talkers like you.
You see a black
Well,
head poke around the door, and then duck back up behind cover.
Well, to be fair, if she, and I point to the cat, if she can fall for you just because of you being the most muscle-bound man I've ever seen in my entire life, then hey, I guess I can smooth talk a Kenku.
Alar hops off the table and turns into Centaur again. Oh wait, I can only do it twice today, can't I?
Yep.
Shit.
Mark that down as
Alright.
one wild shape used.
Okay, so I can still turn back there, right?
You can turn back to a centaur, yes, but that counts as one wild shape.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay?
Alar hops up and says, "That was an act to get people away from us, to be honest. I'm surprised it worked."
How's Mittens doing, actually?
Let me.
Mittens
Let me
is busy devouring an entire fish.
My food! You bitch!
Oh,
There's still half a fish untouched.
Oh, okay, good. Alar quickly swipes the fish, purrs and eats it. Makes a purring sound and starts eating it.
Wolf, what were
You just
rolling
watch
an
the
insight for?
centaur say purr as she begins to bite into a massive fish. And as she opens her mouth, you see that her teeth are sharpened to points as she tears a piece out of the fish.
as for why she controlled the inside, it was just to realize if what Allah just said was regarding the situation. If the fawning was real or a joke.
Well, she is a deer. A female deer at that. Also called a fawn.
Yeah, that's what I was asking earlier. Is the fawn still fawning?
So, Mittens is content. The Kenku is currently writing fan fiction. What is the party doing?
Human X Kenku.
I shivered.
No.
So, what are you doing?
I hope the daughter will be called Aya.
So, Alex, you want to ask Kenku for a room for tonight?
All right.
Would we only get one room for him? Is that what's going to happen, or do we need to pay for our own?
No more jokes.
Oh, I just chance discount.
Alex walks up to the bar and he pokes his head around and is like, Cree, you there?
Craig immediately jumps up, just giving a sort of ta-da, but she can't speak. Yeah. She repeats in your voice.
Hey there, my friends and I need a couple of rooms to stay for the night, so how much are they going for?
Before Alex could continue, the chicken called out, "I don't need a room, I can sleep in the wild, pretty fine."
Well, 2 rooms still.
The Kenku motions behind her and points to a sign that lists the prices for an inn and also how much it costs per meal. The inns cost 5 silver per room, And the meals are about 3 silver.
Okay, 5 silver per room. 3. It's 10 silver for 2. 1 for boys and 1 for girls. And meals for a group of 6 or 7 was 3 each. So, hang on, just need to pull out the calculator right quick.
The Kenku offers with a swift scribbling, tears out a page from the book and offers it, which lists the exact price.
Ah, perfect. Thank you. He turns to Fiona and he says, "You reckon we could afford this?" And she's typing. Hang on.
Question. Can I see if there's any writing on the back of the page from my current distance?
You can only see what was written, which is the numbers where she's added up rather quickly the amount,
Okay.
which is 16.
Alright, so we're doing 16?
I'm sorry, it's 13, not 16. I added two meals. Yeah. 13 gold. 13 silver.
But yeah, we're good on that. After speaking it over with Vienna, he nods it and he says, "Yeah, we can do these prices." To Creed.
We can do. And she places down 2 keys.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
And he passes the 2 keys off to Vienna first, and then he says, "Actually, I wanted to talk to you about something." And then he, says, "Vienna, could you go check out the rooms for me, please? This is a private conversation."
Can I attempt to hear the conversation from my distance?
You'll have to roll a perception if you want to try and eavesdrop. But, the Kenku's feathers, you can't really make anything out. The Kenku's feathers begin to slowly uncurl as they begin to lift up. Ella. Sorry, Alex.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's my turn to go, sorry.
Fiona and Kagura, you are able to listen in. Everyone else, you cannot.
Everyone else can't hear shit. Anyway, so...
Hang on. That's my advantage disadvantage roll. Huh?
I don't know how you got 2 natural ones. Maybe it's
that's wow. Anyway, so...
Yeah.
I've seen worse. I've seen 4 natural ones in a row. So,
well, anyway,
Alex.
So yeah, he actually brought the plate up with him, and he gives it back to her, and he says, "Thank you very much for the meal. I do appreciate it. I imagine that must have probably cost you quite a bit to make. So I just wanted to say first up, thank you very much."
The Kenku shakes her head and says, "Thank you very much, Cost." And she continues shaking her head.
So it was on the house?
Kenku nods.
Alright, well, second thing I wanted to talk to you about was actually what I found in the meal.
The Kenku
And
pauses.
I found a black feather in the food. Now, I hate to assume, but I imagine one of your feathers must have fallen out while you were cooking it and you didn't notice.
The Kenku hides her face. Didn't notice.
Oh, well, mistakes happen.
Don't worry, I prefer both being rolled because it saves time. Because both rolls are there and you just take the first roll if it's normal. Okay?
Gotcha.
Okay.
I just want us asking
Okay,
Rihanna.
back to Alex.
Can I roll a perception to see if she's lying to me?
That would be insight.
Okay, insight. Roll insight.
Hmm? Oh, well. You are able to tell immensely well that this Kenku has never had anyone shower her with as much affection as you have. And while the feather did fall in the food accidentally, it was because she was so excited and she might have a little bit of a crush on you.
Just a little bit.
Got
Just a
it.
little bit.
And Alex, knowing this, he gives a nod. He says, "Reed."
Reed?
You know, I'm sorry if it feels like I've been misleading you on how I feel about you. It's just, I know being a bartender is a very hard job, and almost every job is very difficult for a lot of people, especially if they've done it for a long time. And I do try to show appreciation towards people. And well, you were so scared when my friend shifted there, and I just wanted to put you at ease. It wouldn't do you any good to be afraid of him, especially if he's going to be, us. Anyway, the point is, I can tell you're a very kind girl, but I've only known you for literally just a few hours, I'm guessing. And although let me put it this way. I'm happy for us to be friends, if that's what you like.
You watch the Kenku think for a moment, and then, speaking in your voice, she says, "Appreciated, shifted friend, point kind. Let me put it this way, I like you."
Oh. Okay, then. Well, I'm very flattered. Honestly, I am. But I seriously don't know how I feel about you. Just that, you're the bartender, and I just wanted to be nice to you.
She repeats back, "Don't know bartender, want to be nice." She nods.
So, like I said, again, I'm very sorry if it felt like I was leading you on.
She shakes her head. Vienna, the rooms are quite nicely decorated. In fact, some of them even have little frills along the curtains of the windows.
Okay, but yeah, he said, "I'm sorry if I was leading you on."
She shakes her head and says, "Leading you on."
And he just shakes his head and, he says, "So, friends?"
She nods. "Friends."
Alright, well, thanks again for the rooms and meal.
Thanks again.
Alex just goes back to the group and just slams his head onto the table and is like, "Oh."
So Alex, how bad do you feel about friend zoning the poor girl?
Alaroli passes back in understanding. It's okay, Alex. One day.
The Kenku, despite this talk, just pulls out a book and continues writing in it with a happy little bird song.
I'm sure she is a nice girl. It's just,
Next time,
Oh,
I'd suggest you don't smooth talk too much.
That wasn't my intention, though.
how I look forward to the romance novel she's writing once it gets published.
I'm sure there'll be a sequel too. I bet she used the line to use, "If there's ever any trouble, I'll come running to you."
So, we all going to bed or what?
I can just see it now. Oh, the romance of the map maker and the parrot girl.
I wonder what their kids would look like.
Laura just chuckling, like head over to her rooms now.
Non-existent, because it's not going to happen.
However their kids look, I hope they have more for conversation than simply repeating what gets said to them.
Twidgy says, "That's it. You guys can stay up all night getting drunk. I'm going to bed."
Joke's on you, Alex. I don't drink.
Neither do I.
If I'm being brutally honest, Dennis, if you actually drank with that cup, we'd all be in serious trouble if you drank.
So,
Are you saying about it making magic items?
I'm saying we don't need you getting any worse.
Okay.
so, is there anything you want to do before you head to bed?
Wait, Alex comes back down and he says, "Mittens!"
You see the cat, they're relatively large but still cat, carrying this massive half-eaten fish as the cat heads up towards the stairs. It speaks through its mouthful.
Don't speak with your mouth full. Come on up to bed.
The cat does so. Anyone else?
That'll be it.
Alright. So, the new day dawns. The Kenku is rather tired and, she was up all night writing, so she's quite tired. Regardless, as the party emerges downstairs, they find a large plate of food all awaiting them, and a half-asleep Kenku on the counter.
Shika noticing the half-asleep Kenku on the counter.
I do a visual. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
Just mumbles towards the group. Let her rest. She probably needs it.
Okay. I do a visual check for feathers.
There are no feathers.
Excellent.
I agree with Shikon here. I'd hate to interrupt her dreams.
She snores lightly.
Alex has now come down with likely Mittens in tow and has sat down.
Did you enjoy your
by
fish,
this
Mittens?
point, Mittens, by this point, only has a fishtail left, and is dragging the rest of the skeleton with her.
Oh, I was half expected to be absolutely nothing left of that by morning.
I'm surprised the bloody thing stayed up all night eating it.
Oh, that part doesn't surprise me at all.
It does very much stink.
It smells.
Oh,
It
Jesus.
smells very bad. Like, us guys, we had a hard time sleeping.
Can I grab the...
I don't know what you're talking about. Shikon actually slept outside.
Can I
Yeah, well,
grab-
good for you.
Can I
On
grab
the
the
other
fish?
hand, Dennis and I had to deal with it.
Guys,
And Kagura.
guys,
Yeah,
Uzua,
sorry.
Can Can I grab the fishtail and throw it into the fire?
You can try. Roll me a strength check.
That's a 60-foot shot.
Yeah, you were able to take it and throw it into the fireplace.
The fire. Yep.
Mittens looks to the burning thing and just slowly leaps onto the table and then over to the fire and just sits down watching it burn.
Somebody just wants the world to burn, huh?
I was eating that.
If it stinks, you're done.
You all stick to me.
She can just growls a little bit. Watch your tongue, cat.
You all carry a distinct scent that is relative to your species, your attire, and your general cleanliness.
Actually, can I grab Mittens on her neck?
You do so. The cat just hangs there. What is wrong? I am just stating the truth. That is how you track.
She can't just glares into her eyes. Pretty much typical dog versus cat variant. This is why I hate your kind.
I am a cat. I do not care.
Alar says out. You can't.
And
Put it down.
He's called Wolfbane.
Oh, Wolfbane. Sorry, Wolfbane. Put it down.
Before he does that, she can just say, "And I'm a wolf. I could eat you." And he sits Mittens down.
You could certainly try, Mittens says, and then slowly slinks away, heading back over to Alex.
You know, last I checked, eating party members is not allowed.
That's the party member?
More of a mascot.
Our pet, really.
What a bad choice. I would have gone with a wolf.
We had no choice.
Oh no. The cat speaks to Alex. Oh no.
Yes.
I require a pet. A. Singular.
Alright. He reaches down and he starts gently patting Mittens on the head.
How many times?
Maybe like, I don't know, a few strokes of the head, maybe 5 or 6.
After about 3, the cat slaps at you. No claws, but it paws at your hand. And then it says, I said singular.
Sometimes I wonder who's the actual master here.
Isn't that usually the question with cats?
Yeah, usually. Which Alex just says, I already get enough shit with my mother's pseudo-dragon, I don't need this.
Oh, they updated hotkeys.
I have been sufficiently taken care of. I shall return of the night. And
wonderful.
The cat heads towards the door. I will bring a present if possible. And the cat is gone.
Will we still be here at night?
Debatable.
Alex just says, should I be concerned that he might bring back a dead bird?
I'd be concerned for worse, to be honest, Alex.
So,
I swear.
you have the day ahead of you. What do you do?
So, Wolf buddy, you
Yes.
said you saw our friend's sister getting carried away in chains somewhere, right? Could you show us the site that you saw it?
DM, where did I actually see them drag her away?
You didn't see her be
Oh.
dragged away. You noticed her being dragged in, and then
As
you
a-
noticed that after a few days, she was no longer being used in fights.
I don't think she's. I don't think she's still here, but there's still a possibility, cause I didn't see her getting moved away.
Hmm. Did you see where they were taking her?
Do I know that?
Roll me an intelligence check.
With guidance, don't forget the guidance.
Well,
Oh.
that's
Hang on. With guidance, that means 1d4, right?
Even then, that's still a fail. You don't remember. You were very sleepy when you
Yeah.
don't remember.
I'm sorry, but I can't recall it.
Well, that's unfortunate. Still. Well, I gotta admit, guys, I'm kind of out of ideas.
I say we check the Coliseum again and see who's actually the captors are. I want to double check just to be sure.
Yeah. Mirna, you want to go with me to check it out? Yep.
By the
Alright.
way, I don't know your guy's name.
Oh, yeah, I'm Alexander. The, my drow friend here is Vienna, and everyone else, introduce yourselves.
I am Dennis.
I'm
OR.
Kagura. I am Kagura Hayashi, a noble from Lundruk.
What is a noble like you doing in a place like this?
Got bored. Simply decided to strike out on my own, for the time being, at least.
I see.
And I'm in debate on whether or not I should tell him my name or not, considering this was where Grisura was kept.
Dennis is apparently coming with me.
Meanwhile, meanwhile, Shikon says, just call me Wolf Bear for now.
So, you all
Oh,
head to
we're all
the
there, apparently.
well, unless one of you has a different destination in mind.
Can I make
Low
a quick stop
profile.
at the... Can I make a quick stop at the general store to get a cloak? Or something?
A cloak will run you about, let's say 7 silver.
I'll
For just
take
a
it.
basic brown cloak.
I'll take it.
Alright? You now have a brown cloak.
Don't forget to subtract that from the treasure dock.
You all have your own money too.
And our own money, yes. But that's kind of running low.
Regardless, you all travel, whether separately or together, and you arrive at the Colosseum. It has 2 new guards being positioned, but otherwise it's more or less the same as it was yesterday.
Alex turns to the group and he says, "Alright, everyone. Fiona and I are gonna go in first. The rest of you split off into, hang on, how many we got here? 2, 4, 6, 7. People split off into about even twos and one group of 3, and we'll all go in about 10 minutes after each other, okay? To just not arouse suspicion, alright?
Alrighty. Sounds good to me.
I'm fine with that.
Alright. So you all head in, groups of 2 and one group of 3, and you all take seats reasonably close to each other, but still some distance away, so as to not appear suspicious, though the place is quite crowded. You watch as a small figure walks down and into the center of the ring, and their fingers spark, and then their voice echoes out loudly. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have another wonderful show for you. As with the previous show, we are bringing in our lovely bugbear. And the crowd goes, ooh, ooh.
They have a bugbear?
And this bugbear will be facing up against 10 goblins. The crowd gives a cheer. Woo! Yeah! The man waves his arms wide and he says, so, as you all know, I'm sure you're aware, but for all the newcomers, we have a small betting ring just to the north side of the Colosseum, and as he points, you see a small booth that has been set up with a man who is currently taking money, writing down bets, that sort of thing. You also see a few people on the closest rings leaning up against some sort of invisible barrier. Like, they almost look like they're leaning on air.
Hang on. Alex, roll insight. Hang on, rolling insight. Da-da.
So, my gentle men and gentle ladies, I'm not going to pretend I know what your bet is. We will begin in about 5 minutes, so be sure to get your bets in as soon as possible. All right? And he gives a sweeping bow and heads back in through one of the steel grates, which chain gates that close from the top, and it closes behind him. The crowd begins to form a line by the betting booth, and yeah. What do you do?
Alex just tries to spot as many people around, like as many of his group as he can, and just looks at them and just gives a shake of his head when the subject of the betting is come up, basically saying, "Don't bet, don't waste the money on it."
Grisera nods.
Shikon actually condemns betting, so he doesn't even do that.
Kagura is eyeing the whole betting booth with disgust, us thinking, watching others slaughter each other for coin. This is barbaric.
This is what they do, Grisera whispers.
You're not even close to Kagura.
Alright.
So, you hear the crowd begin to rise up again as the sound of the gate lifting echoes, and you watch as 2 sides open. One side, a hulking figure steps out and examines the crowd with a grimace before turning to look to the other side, where about 10 ragged, barely clothed goblins with crude bludgeoning weapons all crowd together with desperation in their eyes. You notice No, you wouldn't notice that. The crowd gives a quite loud cheer, and you hear the voice speak again. Alright! 5, 4, 3, the crowd chants along. 2, 1, and then there's a soft bang, and the bugbear and the goblins rush at each other. At the start, it looks like the goblins are winning. They sort of climb onto the bugbear, smacking its head. The bugbear tosses and turns, pulling them off, only for them to climb back on, pulling them off. But slowly and surely, the goblins manage to tire the bugbear out, and its movements become more sluggish. Despite having taken out about half the goblins, it is the bugbear that topples first. And it looks like the goblins are the winner, folks. Better go take your bets and get your money. Sorry for the losers. That's all, folks. And you watch as about 20 or so guards walk out and begin to escort the prisoners back into the area.
Alex just says, "Well, that's interesting. I guess they do have the number advantage, but still." He looks over to the booth, see what sorts of people are getting their earnings from the fight.
It's hard to tell from a glance, but a lot of them are clearly more rugged and wild folk.
Does it seem like there's a common trend among them, or just that they all look kind of disheveled?
Yeah, a lot of them appear to be sailors, and you do remember there is a large vessel docked.
Yeah, true. A lot of working class.
It looks like quite a few lost money on that bet. A lot of people were betting on the bugbear.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Just seems like such an unfair fight.
This fight must have been staged. They want the people behind the scenes meant for the bugbear to lose, knowing that people would bet more on her.
Not entirely sure if Alex is close enough to hear that, but I imagine he's probably got a similar idea, or at least close enough to it. Vienna, I think, tried to do an insight check on what's going on.
As far as you can tell, it's legit, Vienna. So, what will you do?
My passive insight is 14.
Mm-hmm.
Does that clear anything?
As far as you can tell, it's legit.
Okay.
Passive perception is 13. Passive insight would be
10 plus your insight bonus.
10 plus my...
Whatever you add to insight.
You see the announcer begin to emerge again
Oh,
and
never
announce
mind.
the next fight. It goes along the same as before, only this time it's against two gladiators. It looks like a pretty even fight. One eventually wins, and the fight concludes. As you watch, you can tell that the fighters are clearly fighting with all they have. It's not rigged.
Alex just kind of concludes that, and he says, "Yeah, this is not staged at all. They're legitimately fighting for their lives." To which he tries to see, like, where everyone else in his group is and see, like, if they look like they've got any other idea.
You are all within talking distance. You're just trying to keep... It's a very crowded area. You get the impression that no one's really going to be looking for large groups when the entire place is a large group.
True. To which all he can really say to everyone is, I'm not really sure what to make of this, honestly. Just seems like it's just your regular average gladiator fight.
Well,
If
I
not,
don't even know if the man that we're looking for is even here. I don't see any VIP booths at the moment. I guess it's just this is a bail.
let's watch one more fight. If that's a bust, then we'll leave.
Sounds good.
As you watch one more fight, you notice a few of the guards head down the stairs and through a door that you passed on your way in. The door has 2 guards posted at it, and it is marked with a sign that reads staff only.
Shikaron actually keeps track of that.
They emerge
And
sometime later, and it is then you notice that they appear to be carrying one of the prisoners towards the docks.
Seeing that, Shikon actually follows them as stealthily as he can.
Roll me a stealth.
Oh, Jesus. There it is. Oh, God.
You big lumbering mess.
You trip and fumble and fall right onto this force field. You are now, for all you can see, floating in the air above the arena. The force field is basically this whole spherical bubble that you cannot...
It's a dome.
You cannot... Yeah, it's a dome.
Yeah. Shikon just grumbles a little bit displeased. My bad.
Which Alex just kind of sighs and he looks at looks at shit, I keep forgetting, Kagura, and he taps him on the shoulder and he says, "Psst, saw that?"
Yeah, I did.
Think you can go after them?
Go ahead.
Looks like I'm the most capable one. Fine.
Something
I'm
happens,
tired.
Something happens, you come right back, alright?
Fine. I don't think I can watch this barbarism for much longer anyway.
Roll me stealth.
Oh my God! At least the
Disparity! My name is Rogue. So, you all just
At
watch...
least that I burnt away a bad RNG.
You all watch as Kagura steps behind a person and then vanishes.
Into the
Kagura.
shadow.
You bloody follow these people like a shadow. They are completely unaware of your presence. You follow them, and as you follow, you notice they're heading to the docks, specifically to the larger boat. You watch as they load the slave onto the boat. A man and a woman nodding to the guard as they hand over a decent sum of coin. Like, it's a chest, but you can hear the coins clanking. The guards then salute and they begin to head back to the Colosseum as the slave is quickly brought down below.
Kagura is resisting all urge to just kill everyone and kill everyone around him and free the slave. And he stays back longer to see. He stays back see if anything else goes on, or if it just ends there.
You don't see anything at first, but everyone else, you see all the sailor folk begin to stretch and rise, heading for the stairs, and they head down the stairs. The group then heads out, and Kagura, you then see a large group of sailors heading towards and stepping onto the boat. What do you do, Kagura?
I assume there's nothing left to see here?
That is all you see. You see them loading cargo and preparing the ship to sail.
And these were all sailors from the Colosseum?
Yeah, in fact, I forgot to move the crowd. Let me move that now. So what do?
Deciding that there's nothing left to see here and there's nothing he can do, Kagura heads back.
Okay. You rejoin the group. You all just suddenly realize Kagura is sitting right next to you.
And he is not happy.
Alex slightly jumps and is like, "When did you get back?"
You've been back for 5 minutes, Kagura.
Just the expression of his, I'm judging nothing good.
What did you see?
That slave we saw just walked out of the Colosseum. Was sold on the docks.
I'm not surprised.
And the majority of the audience, the sailors that we saw in this here in this Colosseum, just happened to board the same ship.
Oh,
I'm not-
great.
Wait a second. As in, like, the same sailors who just got a payout from the bets.
I don't know the
Some
details,
sailors
but
lost, some sailors won. There's still a few in the crowd who didn't join the boat.
Reserve whispers. I'm not surprised.
To which Alex
This
just kind
is-
of... Yeah, he brings up the... sorry, go.
This is more than just a spectator sport. This,
Calling it a board is a stretch.
indeed. But this is a Shanghai operation. I've seen, when I was in the ring, I've seen many friends get taken by buyers. Watch their fights. If they bet enough, the betting, it's not just for money, but on certain occasions, the person, winner or loser, gets taken.
Oh, good.
Alex just goes silent for a minute, and he stands up from his seat and says, "That's all we're gonna get from here. Let's leave."
There is one thing that I am always been uncertain of. And I think maybe if I look at their records, if they preserved them, I could see why. Why I was the one that was never sold.
Hmm.
If it's possible, would one of the stealthier ones sneak in?
Alex just says, let's put that on hold for a minute. Let's regroup at the inn."
Very well.
So you will head back to the inn? Okay. So,
Kagura actually doesn't go and go through the front. He can actually be seen just wandering off towards the back of the inn.
okay.
If anyone notices,
Well, can I roll a perception to notice that, or
Everyone would notice unless he's trying to hide.
he's not trying to be subtle about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, hey, where you going?
He doesn't respond.
All right, Moshes, I'll go check on him.
Thanks.
As you turn the corner, you hear a loud thud, and as you're turning the corner, you see Kagura breathing heavily, with his fist against the wall. How could something so barbaric be allowed in these lands?
Grisera sighs and places a hand on his shoulder. I don't know. Just... there are some people who just do these things. But... go ahead.
All this time, I've had no idea. I set out because I thought, I could do better for the world out here, than sitting in my bed chambers all day. But this is worse than I imagined.
I'm upset about this as much as you are. She then points to the Colosseum. That was supposed to be destroyed a year ago. I escaped here. I spent 10 years here as a slave in that ring. And last I saw it, it was burning to the ground.
That place looks like this happened. You broke out of there over a year ago.
Yes.
That Colosseum looks like nothing ever happened. It's just business as usual.
I know. That's why I'm upset. But do you really think we can do anything at this point?
That's the most frustrating part. I can't do anything. Not right now.
A small group isn't going to stop this. If this is to stop, then at least all of Mayhem would not only need to know of the Colosseum, but be in agreement to stop it all. It would take a massive army to wipe this out. But I don't see anyone surrendering the funds or the manpower to do that. It took a great deal for me and other slaves like myself to escape. We lost a lot of good people that day in order for the rest of us to be free. Think of this as a weed. It'll sometimes grow back, unless we find the perfect weed killer. But until then, all we can do is the little things.
Whatever little we can do, as long as it makes a difference, it'll make me feel a little better, even if in small pieces.
At least you're doing the smart thing, and not do something stupid. Did you go onto that ship, kill the buyers, and free the slaves? Did you take out every guard in the Colosseum? Did you unshackle anyone? You didn't. Because you knew it was beyond your limits, beyond the limits of one person alone. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm saying, think smart. You can't save anyone if you're dead. Or if you're one of them.
Agreed. I can't say. I won't be able to save anyone on my own, let alone my own family.
Grisera raises an eyebrow. Your family?
Don't assume the worst. My family is fine, in spite of all this. I just want it to stay that way.
Well, how about we head back to the inn and have a few drinks? That's what usually helps me deal with the pain of the memories of my time here.
I already said this before. I don't drink, but I do appreciate the sentiment. Some water will do me good.
Maybe it's time you start.
I think some water will do me just fine, thanks.
To each his own, then.
For what it's worth, drinks are on me.
You cut out.
For what it's worth, drinks are on me. A thank you for this most enlightening chat.
I'm glad to be of assistance. And if there's anything you need to know about this place, you can always talk to me.
Hello, what are you doing?
I'm heading back since the job was taken care of, basically.
So, is he okay?
Your knowledge of the system here will be invaluable to us, Grisera. I mean that.
I know that even though I wanted nothing to do with the Colosseum again, I knew that I have what you need. And if I sit in an inn trying to drink my worries away. It'll only make the situation worse. And I'm not talking about me breaking things.
If anyone's going to be breaking anything, it's Dennis.
Yes, we are going to have a talk with him about how to use his magic and where exactly to use it and when's the appropriate time. But right now, let's just drink our fears away. And who knows? Maybe we'll get to see that entertaining show
Out
between...
of doors!
Maybe we'll get to see
What
that.
the hell? Sorry.
Maybe we'll get to see an entertaining part 2 of the love interest between Alex and the Kenku innkeeper.
Barbara
Or
and
never-
Grizzle had heard that. That I was shouting for Vienna.
Mhm.
Oh.
We're never going to let Alex live that one down, are we?
No, we're not.
So,
I wouldn't have it any other way.
you all heading inside for drinks?
Yep.
Alright,
Pretty much.
so, is there anything you need to do before we, you know? Is there anything you want to do before you head to bed?
Not really.
Only thing is that Alex just shares with everyone his idea of, trying to get into the ship under the cover of night, see if they can't find logbooks with either destinations or, cargo recorded in it. Because they're likely keeping catalog of who goes where and when.
Shikon pointed out that it could be dangerous, but better than nothing.
We do have a number of people who can turn into other species. But I don't think that's very surprising, seeing how most of the population is yokai.
Even with our shape-shifting capabilities, I don't think any of us can turn into anything that would actually fit into a place like that.
Well, I beg to differ. I do have shape-shifting, or wild shape.
Can you turn into a fly?
I can turn into a rat.
And risk the cat eating you?
Well, the cat won't be in the damn ship, will it?
And then you have two ladies with no stealth abilities whatsoever.
So what will you do? Will you go to sleep, or will you take a short rest and head out onto the cover of night?
You all heading out onto the cover of night?
I think that would be beneficial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we're taking a short rest and heading out at night.
Alright. So,
First up, Alex, I'm guessing, Creed is, currently awake right now.
yeah, Creed is just polishing down the tables.
He walks up and says, hey Creed, can I bother you for a minute?
Minute?
My friends and I need to stay for a short bit, at least until nighttime. How much is that going to run us?
She points at the board with the prices for the rooms.
He's like, alright, I think we can afford that. So, but yeah, thanks again.
Thanks again.
And he just heads back upstairs with I'm guessing everyone else.
Is there anything else anyone wants to do before we take a short rest?
Nope.
I'm
Nope.
good.
Okay.
Don't think so.
Okay. Kagura?
Nope.
Shikon?
Nope.
Vienna? So, you all rest up. You prepare for the night, knowing that you have a rather serious mission ahead. Perhaps you'll be able to free the prisoner. Perhaps not. But you have a goal in mind. And that is where we're going to end it.
Aww.
It was getting to be about that time. What did you expect?
It's like literally 20
Besides,
minutes.
we also have Rura to talk with when she's back.
I was actually thinking this would go till midnight.
Nah.
We can only go 2 or 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours is basically our baseline.
We just had 2.5 hours almost.
So, thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been all of us. Take care.
Actually, one thing, you forgot to let me introduce my character properly.
I told you to describe your character. That was your introduction.
That was. You did a good job on that.
Yeah, okay. My bad.
You can explain your character to everyone if you want.
Oh well. Let's end this.
Alright, well, see you guys later.
Thanks everyone for coming, and take care. And
On to the next session.
She is a centaur druid from the cold region of Mahem. She is from a druid tribe which is going up north to explore the issues of the world.
Alexander Goldgale. He is a human warlock. Specifically, he belongs to the cartographers that are based in Nowhere. His family is relatively well known, one of the top map makers, and that is probably perhaps in due part to his family's patron. But much like Nick, that's all I'll say on that until much later.
Dennis Merlin. He wants to run a magic shop in the future, but every magic item he makes either falls apart or catastrophically fails on use for some reason. And he's a graduated wizard from Frozen, and he's inherited an ancient book that contains terrible secrets, even though he can't keep a secret to save his life.
I am Kagura Hayashi. I am a fox Hengeyokai rogue, pretty much a runaway noble who got tired of being cooped up in one place, aced all his life, and decided to roam the land.
Grisura the Virulent. Originally, she grew up in a town with her human father and orc mother. But when she was a child, her village was attacked and destroyed by bandits, who not only slain her parents, but sold Grisura into a gladiatorial slave ring and to this coliseum in somewhere. For years, she fought viciously for her own life, and only after fighting in a rebellion to save herself and the other slaves that she found freedom. Now she's traveling the land of Mayhem, searching for a new purpose.
Rura, she's a bird, basically, a bird person. She's herself a roadrunner. She grew up, well, technically, slightly grew up in Full Mother City, but she was an orphan. Arakakra aren't really known in this region very well, so no one really knew how to care for her, so she was bumped a lot from foster home to orphanages all over the place. So she never had any parents, didn't really know what it was like to be a part of a family or anything like that. Then she got captured and started being sold off because of her rare race. She was saved by somebody who took her out of that and has felt very indebted, to them. But a bandit attack separated them, and she was off on her own. So at the moment, she is lone wandering ranger.
Vierna Tessin, a drow cleric. what happens was she was a talented but unruly daughter of a crime lord in the capital, and eventually said crime lord sent her away to wizard school to learn some discipline and also magic, because that's what you do at a wizard school. And a few months later, she got bored, dropped out, and ran off to become a pirate. And she really liked being a pirate, but her captain eventually decided that he wanted to go into the slave trade, which he responded with a mutiny. And then, well, that got crushed. She got marooned, and then she was eventually saved from being marooned by clerics of the sea god Sashkalas. Eventually, she joined that clergy out of, well, really more out of gratitude than anything else. And she's based out of, they're in Fulham.